So just for whoever's already here, basically we're going to be demonstrating our decentralized live streaming technology, as well as our crypto market analysis tool and our trading tool, both of which use our distributed bot architecture. So if you have any questions, it would be great if you could add them to the Telegram group that you're probably already a part of, right? Or if you prefer, you can add them here in the chat or Q&A. And then what we'll do is we'll collate all the questions and we'll take them to Telegram later and we'll start answering them. But of course, give us some time to respond to these queries because it takes a bit of time to go through them and then, give you the answers. Hi again, guys. So I think we should get started now. And thank you again for being here. I know you're in different parts of the world. Some of you are several hours ahead of where we are, and some of you are several hours behind. So this is not the best time for a lot of people, but thank you very much for being here. And we're really excited to have you all on the webinar because we have some really exciting news to share. And I think you're really going to like it. And what we're doing is we have obviously, the reason for why we're here today. We have our tech demos, and it's great to have everybody actually witnessing what we've built over the last several months and several years. I'm going to switch off my live feed because we're going to be sharing our screens and stuff, and we want the bandwidth to be the best it could possibly be. So you'll see me again soon. So specifically, what we're going to be demonstrating today is our decentralized live streaming technology, as well as our crypto market analysis tool and our trading tool. And both of these, the crypto market analysis tool and the trading tool, are based on our distributed bot architecture. If you have any questions about anything that we're talking about today, please add them to the Telegram group, preferably, right? And if you prefer, you could also have them here in the chat or the Q&A. We'll collate all the questions and then put them into Telegram and actually answer them. Give us some time, obviously, to respond to your queries because there's going to probably be a lot of questions, and we need time to actually get into answering them and, basically giving you a better understanding of what we're trying to do. So our main focus today, I must say, is that we will be talking a lot about the real-time crypto market analysis service, but we want to start demonstrating with another very exciting technology, our decentralized live streaming tech. Wayne, if you can share the live streaming link, I believe you already have. It's http://live.xtblock.io. You can just type in live.xtblock.io. And when you go there, what you will see is a feed of the same webinar right now. So, and let us know in the chat, guys, if anyone's facing any issues. I'm loading it over here at my end. Of the same webinar right now. So you'll see the exact same webinar that we're on right now being live streamed to the website. If you hit the play button in the main window on top where it says now streaming. Can a few of you let me know if you're able to see this? So you can just, message in the chat. Now, sir, is everybody able to chat directly, or is there something we need to enable you? Okay, so Aishu is saying yes. Anyone else? Is everybody else able to see? Okay, great. Luke is saying yes as well. That's good. So I'm guessing this is actually working okay. You might have a bit of a lag and latency, maybe about 10 to 15 seconds. And that's only because that's the industry standard. And basically there's a bit of latency when you actually stream. Maybe what you want to do is, I think this is actually working okay. So what you're seeing is basically because I'm talking right now, you're seeing this screen. Let me actually turn on the volume again. Is it okay? Okay, so German is saying okay. So that means it's working for him. Is it okay for everybody else? you could just put it in the chat over here or in Telegram, so we know that you are able to see this. Okay, so basically what's happening is we are live streaming from the webinar directly to this website, live.xtblog.io. And the point about this is that, what we're trying to achieve with this is, it is a live streaming technology that obviously exists, but ours is decentralized live streaming, right? And the 10 to 15 second latency that you might experience is normal by industry standards. But the main thing that we are trying to do is we are trying to, what we are going to be able to do with this is broadcast to millions of people simultaneously. Not only that, it'll be, resilient against DDoS attacks. So denial of service attacks would probably be very ineffective on a network like this. We'd be reducing the CapEx, the capital expenditure for live streaming infrastructure, very significantly with this kind of network. And we create a shared economy with node operators. So all the nodes that are going to contribute to this network would share in the economy. And we have a feeling that some of the world's biggest broadcasters could be very interested in this technology. So that's the live streaming in a nutshell. We'll keep this on for those who want to, you can keep refreshing the page if you want, if it gets stuck for whatever reason. But we want to move on to something that all of you who love the crypto market, that some of the world's biggest broadcasters could. Okay, so I'm picking up the feed and the volume and the voice from the other live streaming. Right. So I was saying that for all of you who love the crypto market and who dabble in it and who are experts at it, etc., we have a presentation for you that we're going to get into now. And I'm going to start sharing my screen. Give me 1 second. If everyone's able to see this, please say yes in the chat. Okay, Zero says yes. Great. Luke says yes. Awesome. So I'm going to start. So what we're trying to do with XTsunami, and and we've given it this name XTsunami because we think it's about hunting waves. Yeah. And fundamentally, what it tries to do is balance your fear and your greed. Yeah. And if you look at the typical problems that when it comes to crypto trading, it's, there's always fear and then there's greed based on how the market's going, right? So a lot of FOMO, there's fear and uncertainty and doubt and all of these things. And these are all not necessarily the most scientific ways to approach this, right? You have the impact of social media. You have people trading blind because they're trusting their gut and someone told them something that they think is a good tip, etc., right? And if they actually had to go in and analyze the market, right, with the charts and all of the data, etc., what they're doing is as a single human being, they're taking in all of this data and trying to come up with the best possible strategy that works for them. But again, that's fraught with emotional aspects. There's so much of speculation over there, etc. Markets are volatile, which makes things even more complicated. And then you have to contend with the market making bots, which is another challenge in itself. Add to all of that the whales and the sharks who are manipulating the markets in their own ways very often. And then you have a very complicated market there, right? And the analysis of all of this is very onerous, right? And it basically sometimes takes the fun out of something that should be, we believe, should also be an enjoyable experience. I'm going to this screenshot, which I'll get into a little bit later, but what you see on the screen is a bunch of charts with very clear parameters. And these parameters, based on whether they're red or green, actually give you enough of data for you to make a decision based on a simple interface that anyone can understand. And I'm going to get back into that a little later. So if we look at the market, the global crypto market cap is about 2.43 trillion right now. The stock market is about 93.7 trillion at the end of 2020. The entire global forex trading market is 2.4 quadrillion. That's about 2409 trillion. Yeah. Now, why are we talking about all of this? this technology is not just meant for crypto trading. Anything that has a chart, anything where we can get these kinds of data points, we will be able to apply this technology to it. So it is a very, very broad spectrum technology. It can apply to all of these markets, and that's really important to understand. So what is the competition doing? Competition has AI prediction tools, but as far as we know, we haven't seen anyone with a real-time analysis tool, a similar real-time analysis tool. And our technology doesn't even, we're not integrating the AI yet. So it's going to get even better eventually. And in terms of the accuracy, we've tested this over 6 months and spent a lot of time optimizing it. So we're pretty confident about what it can do right now. And what's our vision with all of this? The vision is to develop a tool set that will allow you to monitor the finance trading markets with high quality data, like truly high quality data, right? And eventually to automate the trading process in a way that's very helpful to a trader, right? So this is the vision. Now I'm going to stop sharing this, and I'm going to share something that's actually very interesting. You can possibly go to the website. So Wayne, if you want to drop the website in the chat. So it's http://beta.xtsunami.com. So don't make it HTTPS right now. I must say that this is a beta version of the crypto market analysis. This is not financial advice, and all the terms and conditions that are on our website apply to this webinar as well. So I want to be very clear about the fact that this is not financial advice, and any actions that anyone takes based on what they're seeing in the charts and what they're seeing on the website is their entire responsibility for themselves, right? I'm going to start sharing my screen now and get into. Are you all able to see the screens?
Yeah, we can see 5 screens.
Yeah, give me a second. I'm just trying to load it for myself here. Okay, so you can see 5 screens, right? In an L shape, kind of. So tell me if you're seeing the same thing, Wayne. Ethereum. So if you look at the little the buttons at the top that are activated in blue, right at the top. So I've got Ethereum on one screen. I've got PNB. I've got Solana, Link, and then finally ICP.
Right.
Right. So I'm just going to let you observe this for a few minutes, and I'm going to turn the sound on. Let me know, everybody, if you're able to hear this and if you're able to see all the 5 screens. So if any of you can just put something in the chat saying that you're able to see this and hear the sounds. Obviously, what I've done is I've taken the individual windows. So when you go to the website, you'll find the main window that pops up, and then I select a certain token, and then I reduce the size of the screen, and then I obviously tile the screens on my laptop. This is still a work in progress, so this process will get more efficient. So you wouldn't have to necessarily do that. But anyone so Luke, Zelia, German, whoever's replied before, can you just let me know if you're able to see the screens? Or maybe the sounds are obscuring my voice. Let me turn off I'm just going to mute the website. So cool. Wayne, are you able to hear me okay?
Yes,
You're
we can.
clear.
Okay, great. Okay. So let me just get into explaining a little bit about this. So how do you interpret the XTsunami crypto market analysis, and how do you use this trading tool? Now, you can see that you have a lot of these different parameters, right? You have the reds and the greens that you can see. So you have wave, support, and then the pair, which is in the case of Ethereum, it's ETH USDT. Then you have a prediction, which is actually the price prediction, and you have volume, then the consideration. So what's the consideration that we have right now? Consideration 1, 2, 3. And what is the ratio of pump to dump, right? So that's your score, the pump to dump score. What we've tried to do is create an interface which tells you very, very clearly what exactly is happening in the market right now for that particular token. And when you have multiple screens open, it might give you a sense of what is happening across the market currently. So if you look at these 5 screens, the 5 that we've chosen to open, they all look mostly red right now, right? And obviously this changes very dynamically. So these parameters are simplified enough for you to look at something like this and make more educated decisions about when to get in, when to get out, et cetera, right? So that's the idea behind this. And what you have to do is monitor the crypto market analysis for a while. Obviously, with anything that as with anything else in life, the more time you spend on this, the better you get at interpreting it, and you develop an instinct for it. Basically, looking at these charts, right? So, for instance, someone's strategy might be that I look at 7 or 8 green signals when everything's predominantly green, and that makes me comfortable entering into the market for that token, right? Or they may say, if it's 7 or 8 reds, that's when I actually get out. So in general, that particular person might think the more greens the better, and therefore this is, it's based on various data points. And once you get more familiar with it, you get better at actually recognizing opportunities, which is key, right? And the decisions depend on you. We're not actually telling you what decision to make. We're just giving you the data in terms of where the market's heading, right? And it's not financial advice. It depends on the individual, how they perceive that, right? So, for instance, when the greens outweigh the reds, and in a score of pump and dump, the pump far outweighs the dump, some people may consider that it is generally a good time to enter the market for that particular token. In the pump to dump score, you may have, when you have more red, which is dump, it implies more risk, but it also may be more opportunity depending on your trading strategy, right? So when you're watching the charts, you will have to make your own decisions on when to enter the market and at what point to exit. So you will be able to enter these parameters into the trading tool, and we'll show you a brief shot of that at the end of this conversation. But basically, within the tool, you will be able to specify at what price percentage you want to exit, which is the take profit function. And you can also decide at what price percentage drop you want to exit the market, and that's the stop loss function. So it's generally important to observe the previous situation and trend across the red and green parameters. So if you're watching this, let's say for a few days, right, and you know historically that this is the particular price or an average price for a certain token, and currently within these charts on XTsunami, basically you're seeing that there looks to be a good opportunity because the prediction is that it's dropping about 10-20% or whatever it is predicting at that point, and everything is red. So the inclination for, or rather the likelihood that the market would go down at that point is higher, right? And that simplifies the decision for you, or it helps you make a better decision at that point. So if you look at the chart over a longer period of time, you start to recognize these opportunities better. And how we like to think about this is like you have a wingman or a navigator who's helping you decide which way to go, right? So these kinds of decisions are often made based on gut instinct and emotion, rather than an analysis of several data points, which is what we're doing, right? And here is where the crypto market analysis is extremely valuable, because we're looking at lots of different data points, simplifying that data and presenting it in a way that's consumable by just about anyone, right? And what the multiple indicators tell you is that there's a probability of the token price moving up or down, and you can make that decision to enter or exit. So this stop loss and take gain function, which comes with the trading tool, is something that you could use in conjunction with the market analysis. They're not necessarily related in the sense that they're not integrated together, but based on your trading strategy and how you see the markets evolving, you can actually put in your own parameters within the trading tool. One thing also notice is this is again based on observations, right? When you look at it over time, you'll see that if a chart is going sideways, but it has more green signals, it's more likely to go up. And if a chart is going sideways and it has more red signals, it's more likely to go down. But however, this is because this is in real time, the price can go up or down very quickly. So it's best to use the stop loss function in the trading tool at that time, right? So if most of the signals continue to show green over a prolonged period, you could consider this something that we like to call a green zone. So even though there'll be fluctuations, there's a general uptrend in the price. Yeah. And when you spend the time to watch the market analysis, two things fundamentally happen. You become more familiar with it and get a better feel for it. And then you're much more likely to encounter the opportunities the more time you spend on it. Yeah. And what we're going to do, as a gift to the community, is that we're going to keep this on for a few hours after this call, so that you're actually able to look at it and actually interact with it. And you can, I'm sure many of you have probably opened the charts. And it's basically something that, you can, interact with over the next few hours, and let us know what you think also, in the Telegram chat. So the name, I can see German asking, is this the name? Yeah, we kind of like the name. We might stick with it. So it's basically the XTsunami refers specifically to the crypto market analysis. So that's what you see on the website. Anand, do you want to add anything to what I've said so far?
Maybe let me share the app.
Sure. So Anand's going to actually show the tool as well. So give us a minute. So Anand, maybe you want to just explain how these windows popped up and stuff.
So on this screen, you see that we have another app that run on desktop that allow you to monitor the entire market. If you have a big screen, and you can use multiple window, and here we only demonstrate on a computer with a small screen. So you actually can use an extend more screen and even make it small.
Yeah. So this tool, what Anand is showing us over here is that, like we saw on the website, this tool actually allows you to load all of these screens within and these charts within the application itself. So it becomes very convenient, and you can resize them, and you can have multiple screens, especially if you've got a large monitor. It lets you put more of these charts on the screen for you to look at. So you can see how he's actually moving them around right now. And yeah, so I go on. Want to explain anything more?
So, here we also have other features that we are working on, and we will automate the trading process in different level for different target user. So maybe we have different version for individual, for enterprise, and for trading fund.
Is that
so I will show the main window. So this we try to simplify the main window.
Can you? Sorry, it's a bit hard to hear you. Can you mute your um, the website where the sound is coming from for the dumb signal?
The sound is coming from the apps. If I mute now, then I will mute the
Okay, okay.
entire.
Okay, no, you're using, okay, sure. I thought you had the website open as well.
So on the app, we have other features that will to automate your trading process, and we try to simplify that feature and allow people to function quickly. And this is just an overview. And we know we promise that top 100 token holder will get a trial version of this tool, and when we finish our quality control process, we will give you the tool.
Yep. Thanks, Juan.
I think now an overview is good enough, and if we go into detail, it will take a lot of time for this webinar, and I think we spend that time on next webinar when we release the tool.
Yep. So if you guys have any questions at this point, you can drop them over here, or you can actually put them in, in the Telegram chat as well.
Okay, I am going to stop the screen sharing now.
Sure. Great.
Okay, so I think the whole thing, we know how this one function. We can do different kind of thing, like somebody come from food and beverage, somebody from technology, somebody produce car, somebody else maybe have an event company, and when they grow big enough, they finally list their stock on some exchange. Then people start trade their stock. So that means all the world is being operated by trading financial, and we focus on develop good and optimized trading tool for that purpose, and we are going to use our decentralized AI to train it bot and optimize the analysis result and also trading decision. And that, I think that is the best use case at the moment that we can also develop it along with our Cortex. And I think that the Cortex can focus on solve this use case and maybe also generate a lot of income and revenue for the platform.
Yep. So if anyone wants to ask any live questions, like we can unmute you guys. Let us know in the group. Otherwise, I'm sure there'll be questions in Twitter that will, in Telegram that will come up eventually. Nasser, is there a way to unmute all attendees together? Nasser, can you hear me? I think you're. Not sure why can't hear me. Anyway, there's one new message. Okay. Cool. Good stuff. So that was basically the demonstration. So we try to keep it a bit quick. I think that, I hope we've been clear. If you have any questions, please do ask us. And we'd be more than happy to actually get into this.
How are you doing?
So basically, what we also wanted to communicate, which is something I almost missed out, is that with everything that we've been building, right, what we're looking at doing is actually, and I guess most of you on the call today understand this with our tokenomics, especially if you've gone through our tokenomics, everything will be fed with our own XTT token. So basically any of the services that you need to use, because it's utility token, you'll have to use those tokens to operate any of our services. And this is fundamentally important to how we're going to grow the value of the token. So with live streaming, with XTTP, which we've spoken about before, with the other aspects that we're building right now, which is basically the DNS service, with the crypto market analysis, with the trading tool, all of this has to be purchased. The services have to be purchased with XTT, and that's how we're going to actually help this grow into something that is very significant in terms of the token value, but also the technologies in themselves, because each of these technologies that we're building are individual revenue streams, and they're potentially individual brands and companies in their own right. And we want to build this ecosystem as much as we possibly can. And when you see a very ambitious roadmap, it's not because we think that, oh, let's build a bunch of stuff that we think is cool. No, we've actually thought through each one of these very, very intricately. And there are so many dimensions to it, right? There's the technology side, there's the marketing side, there's the other aspects, the operational, the legal, etc., etc. So we're trying to go as fast as we can, but we want to build this all the right way, which is very important to us, right? We'd rather take a little more time and actually get it right than race too quickly. So even with what we've shown you today, we're probably underplaying the significance of these things, because for us, it's something that we talk about every day, right? And we actually start getting used to this stuff in terms of our everyday conversations. But the fact is that all of these technologies are so revolutionary in so many ways that they have the potential to truly change the way that the world works in many, many different ways and across many different industries. And that's what keeps us awake at night, right? I mean, in a good way. I mean, we're always thinking about, okay, what else can we apply this to, et cetera, et cetera. Yes, there's the stuff that we're building on our roadmap, but there's so much more that we could potentially build where, it keeps evolving. And we are surprised by the stuff that, we could potentially create with this technology. So thank you very much for, your support. This has been really important to us over the years. And especially now when, we've been moving from, one milestone to the next, it really matters a lot to us, that we have people behind us who actually give us that confidence and say, okay, we love what you're doing, and, this is really cool stuff, et cetera, et cetera. And yes, it has its up and downs on a daily basis and on a weekly basis, maybe. But, when you have this massive transformative purpose, that's what keeps us going. And we are very, very confident about where all of this is going to go, not just one thing, but everything that we're building. And that's why we chose to build it. So thank you so much for being a part of the webinar today. And like I said earlier, if you have any more questions, please do drop them in the Telegram chat, because this Zoom webinar is going to end very soon. And we'll see you again soon, and hope to connect with you again on another webinar, hopefully in the next few weeks. Thanks, guys. Anything else on Wayne? Anyone else? Sanjeevi?
I think thanks for everyone. All good.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining.
Thank you, guys. Nasser, we can end the webinar now. See you guys.
Okay.